All right. So now good afternoon, and let us now continue with our topic of hydrocarbons. And last we had done methods of preparation, and I was discussing physical properties. Okay, so I'll start from here again. Physical properties, and I told you three things have to be covered: boiling point, melting point, and solubility. Okay. Now first I will explain you and then I will do this. Now what is meant by boiling point? Boiling point is the temperature at which maximum number of molecules they get converted into vapor phase. Are you following with this? The temperature at which maximum molecules will change into vapor phase, that is boiling point. Boiling point on a thermometer, the temperature becomes constant till all the molecules they will change into vapor phase. Then what does boiling point depend upon? It depends upon force of attraction between the molecules. If the molecules are held tightly, like by hydrogen bonding, what will happen? You heat it, first energy is used to break the molecules, okay, and then their kinetic energy will increase and they will change into vapor phase. So a lot of energy is required and the boiling point becomes high. But if the force of attraction is weak, then boiling point will be low, right? So in alkanes, the force of attraction between molecules is weak and only van der Waals forces is there, which depends upon surface area in contact. If the molecules are spherical, you take two balls, the surface area in contact is very less. But if you take two straight chain molecules, the surface area in contact is more. Correct? If there is branching, the branch will come here. So the molecules will be at a distance. The surface area in contact will decrease. Okay? So this is the basic of boiling point. It depends on that. Okay? What does melting point depend upon? Melting point is the property of a solid and it depends upon packing, how the molecules are packed with each other. If the molecule is symmetrical, having even number of carbon atoms, then the packing will be like this. Okay? And if it is having odd number of molecules, then the packing is slightly loose. And so melting point is low. If packing is good, then the melting point is high. Then about solubility, I will come after some time. So first let us discuss this here, physical properties of alkanes. C1 to C4 I had explained it to you. Methane, ethane, propane and butane, they are gases. Okay. C5 to C17, pentane onwards till carbon atom, till alkane having 17 carbon atom, they are liquids, and C18 onwards they are solid. So these will be known as higher alkanes, they are solids. Alkanes have generally low boiling points. I'm underlining it. They are having low boiling points, and as I have explained it to you just now, low boiling point means low intermolecular force of attraction. Why? Because alkanes are non-polar molecules. So they have weak van der Waals forces acting between them. Okay, therefore boiling point is weak. Boiling point of straight chain alkanes increases due to increase in carbon atom because of surface area increases. Now when we come to talk about van der Waals forces depends upon surface area in contact. Van der Waals forces depend upon surface area in contact. Like I told you, longer the carbon chain, the surface area in contact will be more and therefore boiling point will be more because van der Waals forces will be more. Okay, so those alkanes which have large number of carbon atoms have higher boiling points. Is that clear to you? So this is this part. Now next we go on to, as I told you, van der Waals forces is directly proportional to surface area in contact. Van der Waals forces is directly proportional to surface area in contact. Greater the area in contact, more is van der Waals forces, higher is the boiling point. They are all directly proportional to each other. Okay, alright. Next we go on to melting point of hydrocarbons. See here. Can you see the blackboard? Okay. Now it is better. Melting point of hydrocarbons with odd number of carbon atom is lower than even ones because even carbon atoms fit into lattice more readily due to symmetrical structure. Now look at this structure. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, they are fitting into each other. But what about at this end? If I have to fit another molecule, it will fit from here. Okay? This will also fit from here. Then all the, you can see this. Okay? This shape is fitting into each other. Yeah, this is bond line. This is just not even bond line structure. I'm just showing you the carbon chain. Okay, how it will get fitted into each other. Like I have told you in ionic compounds, we have lattice, isn't it? Sodium ion, chloride ion, sodium ion, chloride ion. Similarly, in alkanes, there are no ions. They are covalently bonded compounds. But the carbon chain, if they fit into each other, the packing is closer. In a small volume, more number of molecules can be packed. Therefore, melting point will be higher. Because when we heat a solid, we supply energy, it has to be distributed among the molecules. Higher the number of molecules, okay, higher the number of molecules, more will be the melting point. Higher the number of molecules, more will be the melting points. Okay. Then even numbers, even number of carbon atoms if you have, their boiling point, their melting point is lower. Now next we go on to branched chain. What is meant by branched chain? See, if we have three isomers, I am taking pentane. I have drawn the structures here. Okay, I have got N-pentane, isopentane and neopentane. Okay, these are three isopentane. Now see here, N-pentane is straight chain. Huh? So if I have another straight chain of pentane, then the third one, their surface area in contact will be more. Their boiling point will be higher, isn't it? Their boiling point will be higher. Iso will be lesser because of this chain. I will put another chain here. This much of gap will be left in between. So the number of molecules in a given volume will decrease. So isopentane will have lower boiling point than N-pentane. And now come to neopentane. Neopentane is all, the molecule becomes almost spherical like a ball. So if we have two molecules like this, the surface area in contact is only this much. So it is least. So what will be the order of boiling point? Neopentane will have the least boiling point, followed by iso, and the highest will be N-pentane because van der Waals forces will depend upon surface area in contact. Okay? Alright. Let's go on to what I have written here. Okay. The boiling point, because of spherical shape, they have lowest surface area in contact. What do you think this is written for? For neopentane. Okay. That is the neo isomers. The molecule is almost spherical and the surface area in contact is very less. Now come to the third property, and that is solubility. Solubility has a rule like, dissolve like. You can underline it. Like, dissolve like. And what is the meaning of it? If the molecule is polar, it will dissolve into polar solvent. Water is a polar solvent because oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen. So the molecule is polar. So if we have HCl, HBr. Okay, these will be more soluble in water, but non-polar compounds will be soluble in non-polar solvents. Alkanes are non-polar molecules, isn't it? So they will be more soluble in carbon tetrachloride and ether, which are non-polar solvents, rather than being soluble in water. So alkanes are less soluble in water and more soluble in carbon tetrachloride and ether. Then the last point is density of alkane increases with increase in molecular mass. Density of alkenes increases with increase in molecular mass. They are lighter than water. You know what? Petroleum is a mixture of hydrocarbons. Okay? Petroleum is a mixture of hydrocarbons. If you add petrol to water, what happens? It floats on the surface because density of these hydrocarbons is lesser than water. Then alkanes are also called paraffins. Another name for alkanes is paraffin. Have you heard about paraffin wax, which is used for making candles? Okay, that is also alkane. Paraffin is the name given to alkanes because of their less reactivity. Alkanes are not very reactive because they have all practically non-polar bonds. Carbon-carbon bond is non-polar and carbon-hydrogen bond is also non-polar. Okay, so like this we have discussed all three physical properties: boiling point, which depends upon van der Waals forces, which directly depends upon surface area and contact. Then melting point, which depends upon, which is property of solids, depends upon packing. Okay, so the odd number of carbon atoms have lesser melting point, even have more. Then we discuss the boiling point of isomers, that is N, iso and neo. And then I told you about density and solubility in water. Okay, is this much clear to you? Any problem? No problem. In what? Third, this one, density one. Okay. See, density, alkanes are called. There is no third point on the left. Alkanes are called paraffins. Paraffins is another name for alkanes because they are less reactive. Okay, you can look up the meaning of paraffin. Paraffin, the meaning is less reactive. Okay, because all the bonds in alkanes are non-polar. If you take ethane molecule, see ethane, this bond is non-polar, carbon hydrogen bonds are non-polar. So this entire molecule is non-polar, that is why they are held together by van der Waals forces. Okay. Now we move on to chemical properties. As we had discussed, the type of reactions. Substitution reaction takes place in saturated hydrocarbons or alkanes. This is a typical reaction of alkanes, substitution reaction. This is methane, the simplest of hydrocarbon and alkane. When you make it react with chlorine in presence of sunlight, when you make it react with chlorine in presence of sunlight, one of the hydrogen is substituted by chlorine and the other will form HCl. Okay. Then on further more treatment with chlorine in presence of sunlight, what is H nu? H nu is energy of a photon. Correct. Sunlight. Now again, it will be another hydrogen will be substituted by another chlorine. So it will become CH2Cl2. This is methyl chloride. What is the name of this compound? Methyl chloride. This is methylene chloride. Methylene chloride. Methylene, Lene. Okay. And on further treatment with chlorine, again, one more hydrogen is substituted. You know what is the name of this compound? Chloroform. It is chloroform. Again on treatment, the last hydrogen is replaced by chlorine and this forms carbon tetrachloride. This is carbon tetrachloride. Okay? This is carbon tetrachloride. No, there are no hydrogens. Like in ethane, you will have 6 hydrogen. Na? So 6 hydrogen can be replaced by 6 chlorine atoms. But methane has only 4. So all the 4 hydrogen have been substituted by 4 chlorine atoms. Okay? Now next is order of reactivity of halogens. I have taken here chlorine. Now you will say, why can't we take bromine? Why can't we take iodine? So order of reactivity of halogen will be fluorine is more reactive than chlorine. But reactions with fluorine are, very vigorous. They take place at a very high speed. So they are explosive at times. So we discourage the use of fluorine, and then too you have got sunlight also on top of that. So we prefer chlorine and bromine. With iodine, iodine is a bulky molecule. So the reaction is very, very slow. Is that okay? So the reaction is very slow with iodine. So it will be fluorine will be greater than chlorine, will be greater than bromine, and then iodine. Then we have is combustion of alkanes. Now what is the meaning of combustion? All right, here in NCRT, mechanism is given. Okay, I'm coming to that. This one, there is a mechanism given in your NCRT, but this year they have deleted that mechanism. Okay, so mechanism of halogenation of alkanes is deleted. Okay, this reaction is not encouraged. Such a reaction in organic is not encouraged because I will take methane and chlorine and put the mixture in sunlight. Reaction will start. All these products will be formed. Okay, I will have to separate them in the end. So such a reaction where you are getting, a large number of products, the yield, you understand yield? The percentage of the product formed, each one of them will decrease. If only one product is formed, maybe the yield is say 80%, 90%. But when so many products are formed, the yield is going to decrease. Okay, so such a reaction is not encouraged in organic chemistry. Halogenation you cannot stop. You can start the reaction and it is with the help of free radicals. That is why free radical reactions are vigorous. Sorry. Next is combustion of alkanes. What is combustion? Burning of burning of an in presence of oxygen. If it is complete burning is taking place, only two products will be formed, carbon dioxide and water. Now, what type of question you get here? Reactant alkane will be given to you. You are asked to write down the combustion reaction under 1 mark question. You are asked to write down combustion reaction. This is general equation. You just see how many carbon atoms are there in the compound given, and you can learn this and you can complete this. You can write combustion reaction for any alkane, alkene, or alkyne. Here I have written CnH2 and +2. So this is for alkane. Okay? 3n plus 1 by 2 oxygen will give you n number of moles of carbon dioxide plus n plus 1 water. Now let us try it out. Suppose I take propane. Okay? Propane n will be 3. N will be 3. What will be H? 8. So the formula is C3H8 plus. How much of oxygen will be required? 3 into 3 is into 3 is 9 plus 1 10 by 2 is 5. So this will become 5O2. This will be how many? N is 3. 3 and this will be 4H2O. हो गया? So the reaction will be balanced. Like this, you can write down combustion. You can get a 1 mark question on that. Next is controlled oxidation or catalytic oxidation. When we use any substance as an oxidizing agent, it will give oxygen, but it will give you limited amount of oxygen. You can't get as much amount of oxygen as you get in the atmosphere. So complete combustion is not possible. It will be incomplete combustion. Is that clear? So here I have used methane plus oxygen, but it is in presence of copper at 250 degrees centigrade and 100 atmosphere pressure. It is not going to form CO2 and water. What is it going to form? Methanol. Okay, methanol is the result of incomplete combustion of a hydrocarbon. It is formed as a result of incomplete combustion of an hydrocarbon. Okay, so this is about the chemical properties. More we will continue next time. Okay, so